Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am reviewing Hyperlight Drifter. Hyperlight Drifter is a 2D RPG with action elements. The game was developed by Heart Machine. Hyperlight Drifter is a bit of a throwback to games like Zelda and Diablo. It's retro style, top-down role-playing with fast combat. The game has a beautiful art style with a colour palette that feels very inspired by Studio Ghibli. The game also has a sci-fi feel to it. So it's a very interesting mixture of genres and inspirations. You play as a drifter who has access to advanced sci-fi technology such as a robot helper, an energy sword and guns that use energy instead of bullets, so no running out of ammo in this game. You can also access ancient technology on the planet that seems to be from a long lost civilization. Your character also has some kind of illness that seems to be getting gradually worse the more you play. So the story is quite mysterious. You're abandoned on this planet, you don't know much about it, and there seems to be dark forces at work that are trying to hunt you down. So the story, it's classic RPG. You have to beat bosses to unlock things, to access new areas, and eventually beat the final boss and complete the game. The game world is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen in an indie game. The colour palette is unique, and you have forests that are pink and blue and purple. It's not the usual formulaic green grass, green trees. This really gives the games just a unique visual style that's very fun. The game world is broken down into areas, so you can only access a few areas at a time, and as you go to those areas you complete tasks, unlock things, beat the boss, then it will unlock another area for you to do the same in. So very much like old Zelda games and old kind of RPGs. The enemies in the game are quite varied, from machine-based creatures and animals in the different regions. You also have military soldiers who have guns, so it always keeps you on your toes. And the combat is fast and furious. You wouldn't think it would be like that, but this game differs from games like Zelda. It's a lot more modern and with sci-fi influence in terms of combat. It's very fast paced and enjoyable. You can level up your character's health, you can buy new weapons, you can mod technology with nodes found in the game, and this really adds a lot of depth to your character progression and how you want to play. You can be all guns blazing or be more focused on melee. It's got a nice balance and it gives you the choice in how to approach things. The game has 2-player couch co-op, and it's a wonderful game for that. Single player is really enjoyable and I loved it on my own, but when I played it with a friend it just had a little bit extra. It does make it a bit easier when you're playing with a friend. It reminded me of when I played the original Zeldas and I wanted to play it co-op with a friend, but this one really kind of fulfills that childhood dream, I guess. The graphics are really some of the nicest I've ever seen in an indie title. The art style is really unique, very, very colourful, and it just makes you smile and it just makes you feel happy inside when you're looking at it. It reminds me of a kind of a Nintendo game in that regard. It's very heartwarming and it's just easy on your eyes. The colour palette is different and cool, the effects and the combat are managed well visually, and there was never any graphical issues I experienced when I was playing. The musical score to this game is one of the best I've ever heard, so much so that after playing the game I bought the soundtrack because it's just amazing. It's got very ambient electronic sci-fi tones, but it also feels connected to old Zelda style music and Studio Ghibli music. It's just a wonderful piece of work. I recommend you check out the soundtrack after you've played it. All the sound effects and the ambience are good, they work with the game, they have that kind of ethereal quality, they match everything in terms of the style, and it all just works in a nice kind of harmony. So what's good and what's bad? What's good? The gameplay feels great and the progression is well paced. It's like a nostalgic walk down memory lane. It's like Zelda meets Star Wars. It's a beautiful game to look at, the music is sensational, and the couch co-op is really good fun. What's bad? Some of the bosses can be quite annoying, but it's usually only when you try to beat them a little too soon, so I would recommend taking your time, otherwise you will get your ass kicked in this game by the bosses. So what is the verdict? Hyperlight Drifter is an amazing game. It's an homage to games like Zelda, Diablo, and also Japanese anime, and also some sci-fi films and kind of paraphernalia. The game plays great, single or 2-player. The music is some of the best I've ever heard in a game. The graphics are absolutely gorgeous and the whole experience is one I loved from the first moment to the last. If you enjoyed the original Zelda games or Diablo games, you will love this. If you like colourful, vibrant, detailed and wonderful game worlds, then this is an absolute must for you. If you want a 2-player RPG to play on the couch, this is for you. Basically, if you like good games that are well produced and made with creativity, love and passion, then you should go buy this right now. So the score. What is my score for Hyper Light Drifter? I would give this game 9 out of 10. It's a wonderful, wonderful throwback to a time when games were all about fun and having a cool experience, whether it's single or multiplayer. It's a beautiful piece of work. The developers have absolutely nailed it, and I really can't wait to see what they do next, because this game is such an enjoyable game and I'm so delighted I played it, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to play quality games. Okay, that was my review for Hyper Light Drifter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, click on the bell. I hope everyone has a great day. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.